The elevator doors slid open with a soft chime, revealing the sprawling penthouse atop San Francisco's tallest skyscraper. Harlan Thompson, the 38-year-old tech mogul whose app empire had revolutionized social networking, stood frozen in the foyer, his phone clutched in one hand and his 3-year-old son Jamie wailing in the other. "You're fired," he barked into the receiver, his voice slicing through the chaos like a blade. As the 10th nanny in 2 months gathered her things in humiliated silence, her eyes avoiding the toddler's tear-streaked face, Harlan paced the marble floors, his custom Italian loafers echoing in the empty space. Jamie's cries pierced his resolve, a reminder of the void left by his ex-partner who had walked out years ago, unable to handle the spotlight of Harlan's billion-dollar life. He had thought hiring professionals would fix it, women with impeccable resumes, glowing references, but each one failed to connect with Jamie, or worse, judged Harlan's lifestyle with subtle disdain. "Daddy, no more strangers," Jamie sobbed, clinging to his leg. Harlan knelt, his heart twisting. "I promise, buddy. We'll find someone who stays." By morning, Harlan was back in his glass-walled office overlooking the bay, scrolling through agency profiles. His assistant, Maria, hovered nearby. "Sir, we've exhausted the top female candidates. Maybe try something different." She slid a file across his desk. Ethan Harper, 28, certified childcare specialist with a degree in child psychology from UCLA. Male. Harlan raised an eyebrow. "A guy? For Jamie?" Maria shrugged. "He's got rave reviews from single-parent families. No drama, just results." Harlan stared at the photo. Ethan's warm smile, kind eyes, tousled brown hair. Something stirred in him, a flicker he quickly dismissed as desperation. "Fine. Interview him today." Ethan arrived punctually, dressed in a simple button-down and khakis, exuding quiet confidence. As they sat in the living room, Jamie peeked from behind the couch, curious rather than fearful. "Tell me why you think you can handle this," Harlan demanded, his tone sharp from exhaustion. Ethan leaned forward, unfazed. "Because I see kids like Jamie every day, ones who've lost trust in adults. It's not about rules. It's about rebuilding that bond." He turned to Jamie. "Hey, little man, want to build a fort?" Within minutes, laughter filled the room, Jamie dragging cushions over with glee. Harlan watched, a knot loosening in his chest. By evening, Ethan was hired. The first week flew by in a blur of routines. Ethan transformed the penthouse from a sterile showcase into a home. Playdates in Golden Gate Park, story time with animated voices, even cooking simple meals that Jamie devoured. Harlan found himself lingering at breakfast, drawn to Ethan's easy humor and insights. "You're good at this," Harlan admitted one night over coffee, after Jamie was asleep. Ethan chuckled. "Comes from growing up in a big family in rural Ohio. Chaos was normal." Their conversations deepened, Harlan sharing the pressures of running a company under public scrutiny, Ethan opening up about leaving home to escape small-town judgments on his own sexuality. But whispers started. Harlan's board members raised eyebrows at investor dinners. "A male nanny? Bold choice for a gay single dad." One quipped, masking concern with a smirk. Harlan brushed it off, but doubt crept in. Was he blurring lines? Jamie adored Ethan, calling him Eve, with unbridled affection. Yet, in quiet moments, Harlan caught himself staring at Ethan's profile, the way his shirt hugged his shoulders during playtime. It was admiration, he told himself. Nothing more. Tension built when Harlan's conservative parents visited from Texas. His mother, Evelyn, eyed Ethan suspiciously as he prepared lunch. "Harlan, dear, is this appropriate?" she whispered later, her voice laced with disapproval. "People talk, and Jamie needs a stable female influence." Harlan's father, a retired oil executive, grunted agreement. "Son, you're already pushing boundaries with your choices. Don't complicate things." Harlan felt the familiar sting, their reluctant acceptance of his coming out a decade ago, always conditional on discretion. "Ethan's the best for Jamie," he defended. But the words felt hollow as guilt gnawed at him. That night, after his parents left, Harlan confronted Ethan on the balcony, city lights twinkling below. My family thinks this is a bad idea. Ethan's face fell. Because I'm a guy? Or because? He trailed off, the unspoken hanging heavy. Harlan sighed. Both, maybe, but you're staying. Their eyes met, a spark igniting something deeper. Harlan pulled away, heart racing. What was he risking? As weeks turned to months, the bond grew. Ethan attended Jamie's preschool events, standing beside Harlan like a partner. Friends noticed, subtle touches, shared glances. One evening, after a company gala where Harlan dodged questions about his personal life, he returned home exhausted. Ethan was waiting with a glass of wine. Rough night. Harlan collapsed on the couch. Everyone wants the perfect image. Billionaire dad, but not too gay. Ethan sat close. You don't have to hide. Their hands brushed, and for a moment the world narrowed to that touch. But the first crack appeared when a tabloid photo surfaced. Harlan and Ethan at a park with Jamie, captioned, Tech Tycoon's Secret Nanny Romance? Harlan's phone exploded with calls, from investors wary of scandal, from his parents demanding explanations. This could ruin everything, his lawyer warned. Harlan stared at the article, pulse pounding. Had he been careless? Or was this inevitable? Harlan slammed his laptop shut, the tabloid headline burning in his mind. He stormed into the living room where Ethan was reading to Jamie. We need to talk, he said, voice low but edged with fury. Jamie looked up, sensing the shift, and Ethan gently closed the book. Bedtime, champ. Once alone, Harlan paced. That photo, it's everywhere. My stock dipped 2 points this morning. Ethan stood, concern etching his features. It was just a family outing. Nothing happened. Harlan whirled. But it looks like something. And in my world, perception is everything. He ran a hand through his hair, the weight of his empire pressing down. Deep down, he knew the attraction was real, but admitting it meant endangering Jamie's stability, his company's reputation. We have to be more careful. Ethan's eyes hardened. Careful? Or hidden? He stepped closer. Harlan, I felt it too, the connection. But if you're ashamed. Harlan's breath caught. I'm not ashamed. I'm terrified. For the first Jamie, he voiced the fear. Losing custody battles if his ex resurfaced. Alienating board members who whispered about distractions. Ethan reached out, but Harlan recoiled. This can't happen. The next days were strained. Ethan focused solely on Jamie, avoiding Harlan's gaze. Jamie picked up on it, whining more, clinging to both. Harlan buried himself in work, late nights at the office becoming routine. But isolation bred reflection. He recalled his own coming out, defying his parents' expectations, building his life on authenticity. Was he hypocrite now, sacrificing personal happiness for societal approval? A turning point came at Jamie's birthday party in the penthouse garden. Guests mingled, colleagues, a few trusted friends. Ethan organized games, his laughter drawing Harlan like a magnet. As the sun set, Jamie blew out candles, wishing for Eve to stay forever. Harlan's heart ached. Later, cleaning up, Ethan cornered him in the kitchen. We can't ignore this. Harlan met his eyes. What if it costs me everything? Ethan's response was soft. What if it's worth it? Their first kiss happened then, tentative and charged, the taste of cake lingering. It was a dam breaking. Years of loneliness for Harlan, suppressed desires for Ethan. But joy was short-lived. The next morning, Harlan's mother called, voice trembling. I saw the photos online. Is this true? Harlan hesitated. Mom, it's complicated. She exploded. Complicated? You're parading your perversions. Think of Jamie, growing up confused. The call ended with her threat. Fix this or we're done. Harlan confided in his sister, Lisa, the only family ally. Over lunch in a quiet cafe, she listened. Mom and Dad are from another era, Harlan. But you fought for this life. He nodded, but doubt lingered. What if they're right? Jamie needs normalcy. Lisa squeezed his hand. Normalcy isn't hiding who you are. Meanwhile, Ethan faced his own demons. Back in his modest apartment, he called his brother in Ohio. "I think I'm falling for my boss." His brother laughed bitterly. "A rich gay guy? Sounds like a recipe for heartbreak. Remember what happened with Dad? He disowned me for less." Ethan hung up, memories flooding. His father's rejection when he came out at 20, forcing him to flee west. Was history repeating? The relationship deepened in secrecy. Stolen moments after Jamie's bedtime. Conversations turning intimate, hands entwined. Harlan introduced Ethan to hidden facets of his life. Private jets to Napa vineyards, quiet dinners where they could be themselves. But the strain showed. Ethan pushed for openness. "I can't be your secret forever." Harlan promised change, but board meetings loomed. Investors probing his personal stability. Crisis struck when a rival tech firm leaked emails. Anonymous tips about Harlan's inappropriate home life. Stocks plummeted. In an emergency meeting, the board chair, an old-school venture capitalist, leaned in. "Harlan, we support diversity, but scandals? They tank valuations." Clean house. Harlan felt cornered. That night, he told Ethan, "We have to pause this." Ethan's face crumpled. Pause? Or end? Harlan couldn't answer, the decision tearing him apart. Ethan moved out the next day, citing personal reasons in his resignation. Jamie's tantrum echoed through the penthouse, his small fists pounding the floor. "Where Eve go?" Harlan held him, murmuring apologies, but the void was palpable. He hired a temporary nanny, a stern woman who followed rules but lacked warmth. Jamie withdrew, his laughter silenced. Harlan threw himself into damage control. Press releases emphasized his dedication to family and company. He attended galas alone, smiling through gritted teeth as whispers followed. But nights were torment. Memories of Ethan's touch, the what-ifs. He scrolled Ethan's social media, seeing posts from LA. Ethan at a beach, smiling but eyes distant. Guilt consumed him. Had he betrayed Ethan for ambition? His parents called triumphant. "Good riddance," his father said. "Now focus on what's important." Harlan snapped. "Important? Like pretending I'm someone I'm not." The argument escalated, ending in silence. For the first time, Harlan questioned their love, conditional always. Seeking solace, Harlan confided in a therapist, a discreet professional in the Castro district. "I chose my company over him," he admitted. The therapist probed. "Or did you choose fear over love?" Sessions unearthed buried traumas. His ex's abandonment after Jamie's birth via surrogate. The media frenzy labeling him the gay billionaire experiment. Vulnerability scared him. Meanwhile, Ethan struggled in LA, crashing with friends while job hunting. He missed Jamie's giggles, Harlan's intensity. A new gig came, nannying for a celebrity couple, but it felt hollow. One night, drunk dialing a friend, he confessed, "I thought he was different, brave." The friend urged, "Fight for it or let go." Fate intervened at a tech conference in Vegas. Harlan spoke on stage, touting innovation, but his mind wandered. Spotting Ethan in the audience, there for a panel on child education, his heart stopped. After they met in a crowded bar. "What are you doing here?" Harlan asked. Ethan shrugged. "Work." "You?" Tension crackled. "I miss you," Harlan blurted. Ethan sighed. "Miss me? Or the convenience?" They talked for hours, hashing out hurts. Harlan admitted his cowardice. "I pushed you away to protect myself." Ethan revealed his own fears. "I was scared of being used, discarded." Reconciliation sparked, cautious, but real. Harlan invited him back, not as nanny, but partner. "We'll figure it out together." But challenges mounted. Jamie's joy at Ethan's return was overshadowed by legal woes. Harlan's ex, Mark, resurfaced, suing for partial custody. "Your unstable lifestyle proves you're unfit," his lawyer argued, citing tabloids. Court dates loomed, Harlan's team scrambling. "This is payback," Harlan fumed. Mark, bitter from their breakup, weaponized societal biases. Family pressure intensified. Evelyn arrived unannounced, confronting Ethan. "You're destroying my son's life." Ethan stood firm. "No, ma'am. I'm loving him." She left in tears, but seeds of doubt planted. Harlan wavered. Maybe she's right, for Jamie's sake. A pivotal confrontation occurred at a family dinner in Texas. Harlan brought Ethan defying norms. His father exploded. "This is unnatural. Think of your legacy." Harlan countered. "My legacy is living truthfully." The meal ended in chaos, his parents disowning him temporarily. The drive back was silent, Ethan comforting. "You chose us." Yet betrayal lurked. A board member, loyal to Harlan's father from old business ties, leaked internal memos to Mark's team, amplifying the custody battle. Harlan discovered it, firing the traitor in a boardroom showdown. "Loyalty means everything," he declared. Stock stabilized, but trust shattered. The custody hearing unfolded in a sterile San Francisco courtroom, tension thick as fog. Harlan sat rigidly, Ethan beside him for support. Mark, polished and smug, testified. Harlan's choices exposed Jamie to confusion and scandal. The judge, an older woman with a stern gaze, nodded thoughtfully. Harlan's lawyer countered with character witnesses. Teachers praising Jamie's happiness, experts on modern families. On the stand, Harlan bared his soul. "I love my son more than my empire. Ethan makes us a family." Mark's cross-examination stung. A family? Or a headline? Ethan watched, fists clenched, knowing his presence fueled the fire. The ruling came, joint custody denied, but supervised visits for Mark. Relief washed over Harlan, but the victory felt Pyrrhic, exposing vulnerabilities. Post-hearing, media swarmed. Headlines screamed, "Billionaire wins custody amid gay drama." Protests erupted. Conservative groups picketing Harlan's offices, chanting slurs. Supporters countered with rallies, rainbow flags waving. Harlan addressed the press. "Love isn't a scandal," but internally paranoia grew. "What if they target Jamie?" he confided to Ethan. Ethan's past caught up. His estranged father called, voice gruff. "Saw you on the news. Disgraceful." Ethan hung up, but the words lingered. He questioned his role. "Am I worth this chaos?" Harlan reassured. "You're everything." Their bond strengthened through adversity. Nights planning futures, dreaming of a quieter life. Social ripples widened. Friends distanced themselves, fearing association. One, a fellow CEO, pulled out of a joint venture. "Too risky," he said. Harlan felt isolated, but new allies emerged. LGBTQ advocates offering support, celebrities tweeting solidarity. A viral interview humanized him. "I'm just a dad loving his family." Moral dilemmas peaked when Harlan faced a lucrative buyout offer from a conservative conglomerate. Accepting meant financial security but compromising values, the buyers known for anti-gay policies. "Take it," his advisor urged. "For stability." Ethan disagreed. "It's selling out." Harlan agonized, pacing his office. Rejecting it meant potential bankruptcy if scandals persisted. He chose integrity, announcing, "Principles over profit." The decision backfired initially. Stocks tanked, layoffs loomed. Employees rallied, morale boosting. Ethan stood by, helping with Jamie while Harlan navigated. A tender moment. Ethan proposing a family vacation to Hawaii. "We need this." Amid beaches, they unwound. Jamie building sandcastles, Harlan and Ethan walking hand in hand, free from prying eyes. But paradise shattered with a call. Harlan's mother hospitalized from stress. "It's your fault," his sister said. Guilt surged. Flying back, Harlan visited her bedside. "Mom, I can't change who I am." Tears flowed. "I just want you happy," she whispered. A fragile reconciliation began, her acceptance tentative. Ethan's resolve tested when an ex from college resurfaced, offering a normal life away from spotlight. "No drama," he tempted. Ethan refused. "I choose love, even if it hurts." Healing fractures, Harlan and Ethan integrated lives. Ethan pursued his passion, starting a nonprofit for LGBTQ youth in foster care, funded by Harlan's foundation. Jamie thrived, calling Ethan Papa Eve. But shadows lingered, anonymous threats online, requiring security. A major conflict arose at a charity gala. Harlan, honored for philanthropy, brought Ethan as his date. Flashes blinded, questions flew. "Is this official?" Harlan declared. "Yes, Ethan is my partner." Applause mixed with boos. A heckler shouted slurs. Security escorted him out. Ethan trembled. "Was that worth it?" Harlan nodded. "Every bit." Repercussions followed. Sponsors pulled from the nonprofit, citing controversy. Ethan despaired. "My work suffers because of us." Harlan countered. "We'll fight back." They launched a campaign rallying donors. Success came, but at a cost: exhaustion, strained intimacy. Internal betrayal hit hardest. Maria, Harlan's trusted assistant, confessed leaking the initial photo, jealous of Ethan's closeness, hoping to protect Harlan. "I thought he'd hurt you," she sobbed. Harlan fired her, heartbroken. Trust is sacred. Reflection deepened. Harlan journaled. Decisions, prices, lost family ties, business hits, but gained authenticity. Ethan echoed. "We've awakened to what's real." High drama climaxed when Mark kidnapped Jamie during a supervised visit, fleeing to Canada. Panic ensued, FBI involved, Harlan unraveling. "My boy's gone." Ethan steadied him. "We'll get him back." A tense pursuit. Private investigators tracking, negotiations failing. Harlan confronted Mark at the border. "This isn't love. It's revenge." Mark relented, arrested. Jamie returned safe but traumatized. The ordeal forged unbreakable bonds. Therapy for all. Jamie processing fear, Harlan and Ethan rebuilding trust. In the aftermath, life recalibrated. Harlan scaled back his company role, prioritizing family. They moved to a secluded estate in Marin County, away from city glare. Jamie started therapy, his resilience shining. Harlan and Ethan married quietly, vows exchanged under redwoods. Through storms, we choose each other. Family mended slowly. Evelyn attended the wedding, tearful hugs shared. "I'm learning," she said. Harlan's father sent a letter. "Proud of your strength." Society shifted. Harlan's story inspired legislation for LGBTQ parental rights. But scars remained. Ethan occasionally doubted. "Did we pay too much?" Harlan reassured. The awakening was worth it. Years passed. Jamie grew into a confident teen, advocating for equality. Harlan reflected on choices. Firing nannies led to love, but at what cost? Betrayals taught caution, damages spurred growth. The story closes with them on the porch watching sunset. Harlan turned to Ethan. "No regrets." Ethan smiled. "None." Was Harlan right to risk his empire and family for a love that defied norms?